McCormick from Georgia.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and congratulations on your elevation to chairmanship. It's awesome. He's going to be a great leader for what we're trying to achieve. In recent federal grant freezes implemented by President Trump, we have a valuable opportunity to kind of review what the money's being spent on. Now, we know that it's incredibly important to keep the United States on the leading edge of technology. As a matter of fact, at one time, we're leading space exploration, development of computers, other scientific advancements that nobody else in the world was doing. Russia was trying to keep on parity with us, but they're falling behind because they're trying to copy us. Now we spend probably 3/4 of our budget on welfare, and we really don't invest in science, space, and technology anymore other than the military, and so we are falling behind. So I think it's really important to have this grant process to keep us competitive into the future. However, the reason we've frozen is because we found a tremendous amount of waste and diversion of those funds that could be helping your universities and your leadership to advance those things. Right now, we are relying on the private sector, such as Elon Musk, to put more spaceships into outer space than the entire governments of all the rest of the countries in the world. It's probably a dangerous predicament for us at this point, relying on private institutions to do that for us. So I want to address this from a realistic standpoint of how we move forward. First of all, we got to get rid of those kind of programs. And I suggest that anybody's in a leadership position who sees those funds diverted towards something that doesn't make sense to the general public, get rid of it. Because otherwise, everything goes. We throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's typical of the government. So I just want to encourage you as leaders to do that and review top down where you're spending your money so that it makes sense when your tuition goes up, that it's being spent on things that actually make sense rather than just to increase the tuition for some sort of political endeavors. I think it's also important to recognize that there's going to be a debate in science, whether it be on COVID technologies, on vaccinations, on science in general. It could be global warming. There's Democrats and Republicans calling into question what the science is. Have you seen Unsettled by Coonan, a Democrat who calls into question the way we're studying things? I think it's really healthy to have disagreements, especially in institutions where if you always go with the one size fits all, we never make advancements because we never question. In medicine, we've made tremendous advancements by the minority disagreeing with the majority and them being correct. I think, President Wilson, I have a direct question for you that kind of pertains to all this and how we advance. We noticed in Georgia, in the metro area, we have become an innovation powerhouse. I was a Georgia Tech alumni. I've watched what they've done in science and space and what they've done in innovation for rockets and everything else in the aerospace industry. What I love about the Georgia Tech Research Institute leading the way in the design of these different technologies, and our top 100 winner in heat injury prevention system and developing robots capable of maintenance in outer space, which is incredibly exciting. I reflect on how you've advanced your university and what you've done in place of a DEI system. You kind of explained it in previous questions, but how do you explain the success you've had of elevating true diversity, but through meritocracy and also recognizing that everybody's capable? We have an incredible amount of diverse intelligence and innovation of all races and both genders, and watching people just explore their ability to create without actually forcing it down somebody's throat and saying you're going to be elevated regardless what your ability is. What's your secret to success?
Mr. Chairman and Congressman, thank you for the question. I mean, I think part of it is that we come at this from a very pragmatic approach, which is we do recognize that talent is widely distributed, opportunity is not. All right, we deal with a population that is disproportionately low income and that are first-generation students, and that's not on, that's probably all over the state of Georgia as well. So what do? You start out by analyzing and doing deep dives on your own data on how students succeed. What are the things that cause high-risk students to persist to graduation, and focus on those things. We have advisors and an advising model that is comprehensive. It's not just about registering kids for class. It's looking at their financial, social, academic circumstances, and then getting them engaged in the high-impact practices that are proven and data-based to help people succeed. There are universities in Georgia that have done the same, and I think that those kinds of things are much more successful. And in fact, there was a Rutgers study in November of 2024 that confirmed what a lot of people suspected, that some of the focus on DEI and anti-racism teaching and so on is not effective. It's actually counterproductive, and there's a much better way.
And I just want to second that as a former student body president at Morehouse School of Medicine, where I saw incredibly much more intelligent people and capable people than myself that didn't look like me. But we had those amazing relationships, and if you just let people flourish, that school took people who necessarily wouldn't have had an opportunity and flourish, scored above their grade in the next test as they continued to develop and had those opportunities. And it was all done on merit, and I love to watch it because everybody's capable if they're given a chance. God bless you for what you guys do.
Well, I think there's more than just being given a chance. One of the things that all of us in this room live educated, very successful lives. And our kids and grandkids have us. And that gives them an advantage. Our responsibility as leaders is to reach out to the kids who don't even know that the door of opportunity is there and show them the door and engage them so that they want to come in with us. That's the difference.
Well said. And from the private sector, I appreciate all these solutions we give that are outside the government scope because that's the real power of the United States. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.